Did you know the saints in St. George donated their hair to strengthen the mortar when the temple was built? Or that all of the original carpet in the Logan Temple was handmade from rags? Each temple has its own unique story, and in the coming weeks, artist and author Chad Hawkins will share his knowledge in our Temple History series. We begin with the first temple built in this dispensation in Kirtland.
The Kirtland Temple is the temple of the restoration. It is the temple that marched in the fullness of times, and it was the temple that was a preparatory temple to the temple in Nauvoo.
The Spirit of God like a fire is burning.
When I think of the Kirtland Temple, I'm always amazed at the sacrifice of the saints back then. When the Kirtland Temple was built, they had fewer than 2,000 members. And these members had just been transplanted. They were trying to build their own homes, farm their own land, and yet they were asked to build the Kirtland Temple. They would request that every able-bodied man, woman, and even children labor on the temple. It was said that the workers would work with a trowel during the day, and they would guard the temple by rifle at night. I mean, this was a 24/7 labor of love. Joseph Smith, he was not an architect. How did he know? He's commanded to build a temple in Kirtland, but how is the temple to look? How many floors? What architectural design? How is this to be built? But in 1833, Joseph Smith, Sidney Rigdon, and Frederick G. Williams received a vision, an actual vision on what the temple was to look like. They described it even coming up and over and above them, and it was Brother Williams who later described that what the completed temple looked like was indeed, to every detail, exactly like they had seen in that previous vision. And I have here a piece of stone from the quarry. Joseph Smith himself would go and work in the quarry and labor in the quarry and collect the stone and haul it. He was such an enthusiastic leader, and he would lead by example. The Kirtland Temple is the temple of the restoration. It is the temple of the fullness of times. It was a preparatory temple that helped the saints prepare for their journey further west to Nauvoo, where they would again labor and sacrifice to build a house of the Lord in the city of Joseph. There's so many wonderful, inspirational stories about the Kirtland Temple that strengthen my testimony, and I really hope strengthen the testimonies of the other saints, because this gospel is true.
Beautiful. Next week, it's the only temple with a horizontal angel Moroni on top. Chad will share stories and insights about the Nauvoo Temple. At MormonTimes.com, we pose a question each week for you to answer. This week's question was, what skill, habit, or lesson did you learn on your mission that helped you after you returned? We went to Temple Square to get some responses.
Was there something from your mission, a habit or a skill or a trait that you picked up that's helped you now?
Oh yes, definitely prayer for sure. And you know, even to this day, I've been home for 3 years, and even to this day, I'm still learning and applying those things that I've learned on my mission.
Well, studying the scriptures, certainly. I mean, I think that's probably where I spent more time in the scriptures than I had up to that point, and really grew to love them and have continued that habit.
I would just have to say hard work. I think hard work on the mission kind of teaches you now in life that you need to work just as hard in order for things to go as smooth as they did there.
It just taught me to never judge people just based on your initial appearance. You never know how intelligent somebody is, how spiritual they are, the things that are going on in their life. You can just never judge somebody based on the outward appearance.
Thank you all for those answers. This week's question, who is your hero? To share your answers, go to MormonTimes.com and click on the Your Times button in the toolbar. We'll be right back with more on Mormon Times, but first, take a look at some of our missionaries currently serving in the field. If you'd like to share a picture of your missionary, send it to MormonTimes@ksl.com and tell us where they're serving. We'll be right back.